Everybody bees in the pool. Everybody bees in the pool. poolnoob.com.
Alright, so welcome back folks to part 3 of this product review on the automatic pool vacuum here. So, where we left off here is now we're kind of at the product testing phase. So, this is the first night of actually owning this thing and having it run. I've had it running for at least 15-16 hours straight now. One thing that I've noticed is I didn't realize I had a film on the bottom of my pool. So this thing is actually sucking awesome. However, right now it tends to go in circles. I really see it's kind of vacuuming the same spots over and over again. And I believe part of that is due to me not maybe having enough hose length. So I did measure across, the distance from the furthest point of my pool. However, I don't know if I counted quite correctly for depth. I may also need to adjust my weights. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you what I mean in that it's basically been vacuuming in the same area for about 16 hours straight now. And there's a couple areas that are missed. And it's pretty apparent because apparently I needed to vacuum my pool. However, at that point I'm also going to now probably add a little bit of length here. I'm running overnight again, and we're going to see what we can get. But so just know that right now, suction's been awesome. When it does go over a portion, it actually gets off all the dirt real well. However, I'm going to play around with a little bit more of the installation portion and get everything adjusted correctly, and see if I can't get this thing covering the whole bottom footprint of the pool. So it certainly only took me about 5 minutes to do, but I went ahead and I shut off my pumps, and I've added 2 more strands of the hose into my line. I went ahead and added a 3rd weight on, mainly so I could get the other weight to actually start sinking a lot more, and I did move it down. However, it's already starting to work back up. But one thing that I'm already noticing, it's already vacuuming a portion of the pool that never vacuumed prior. That could have been me moving it, however. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it, I'm going to leave, and I'm going to come back later and check on it. And we'll see how this works. If I can get it start covering, at that point I'm going to start maybe throwing some fun things to suck up in my pool, but not too big of things. I don't want to get stuck in my line. So. Alright folks, last time you saw me, I actually had I'd put in all 3 of the hose weights on, and unfortunately what that actually caused was the pool vacuum actually remained in the deep end the entire time. So first thing I tried, 2 weights, felt like we were getting just constant, not any randomness at all in the pool vacuum. Added a 3rd, we got stuck in the deep end. I'm actually finally happy to report though, I actually got a configuration I'm pretty happy with. So down to 1 hose weight, and what I did on it was actually slid it a little bit further down the hose towards the vacuum head. When I had the 1 hose weight, the vacuum head was actually kind of lifting up off the ground floor a little bit because it wasn't heavily weighted. But as we saw, when I only had 2 or 3 weights, it just didn't seem heavy enough for it to get all the way to the shallow end. So I only put the 1 on, and I slid it more towards the bottom of the hose, where it's more towards the end of the vacuum head. And I've run it for about another 48 plus hours since then, and it seems to be covering great. So I feel like now I'm at that point where I can actually put this thing to the test and really show you all firsthand how it's actually working, going all the way up and down the deep end and such. So because of that, I'm actually going to start dirtying my pool. And what do I have? So picked up some of this old potting soil here, and I'm going to be sprinkling this around the bottom of the pool. I'm going to make sure I'm going to hit to some of the corners and some of the edges stuff that might be a little bit tough to hit. I'll put some around the main drains as well. Hopefully we can show how the vacuum head goes over those. I really don't want to dirty my pool, but I hope you all appreciate what I do in the name of science. And if you like my review and you end up purchasing this product, please click on the link below for all this hard work that I've done. So thank you very much. Don't go on the step. Go swimming, girls.
Cool.
Ow. Alright folks, so this is the results after the first day's worth of pump running. So my pump time right now is set for about 6 hours at a time. So as you can see here, quite a lot of the mess has been picked up. A couple areas are pretty obvious, have not been hit yet. Here at the very, very shallow end of the pool. I will say this, you can see how it went alongside the edge here, right along the steps. All that is nice and clean. And what I did notice, something that we talked about with the eyeball diverter in one of the other videos, is that the jet was actually kind of pushing the net away. And I've seen during, based on where the direction the wind blows, I have seen it being able to get up and catch the shallow end. So I'm going to let it run today. I'm not quite concerned about it not being able to get here yet. But we'll see. So I move along here, you can see the middle of the pool, squeaky clean. You can see there's just a couple of areas here in the deep end that haven't quite been hit yet. You can see around the edge of that step there has actually been pretty clean. The only other portion right now is the stuff kind of directly under where the hose port is, and so we'll see if it can actually collect some of that dirt over there. But for the most part, you can see just for 6 hours, it picked up quite a lot of the mess. So we're going to run it again today, and let's see how it works. So this is the result after day 2 of running my pump. So you can see for the most part, I really got 3 areas that I'm watching right now. 2 really small and 1 pretty major. Last night I did witness the pump actually go underneath the vacuum port. So you can actually see a lot of that dirt that was there from yesterday have been picked up. I do have 1 little tiny spot right there at the edge of the step there that looks to have a little bit of dirt collection. I've got 1 little portion here in this portion of the deep end by this 1 main drain. Everything around this step has been cleaned up pretty well. So those are my 2 little minor spots. I suspect they'll get cleaned up today. 1 big area still where the jet is pushing the hose away is right up here. So the very, very shallow end portion. I've got a jet here where my foot is. And so every time it gets up here, the actual hose gets pushed away. I have seen it get this area before. The key is when it comes up from the step and then goes toward the hose, or it goes toward the jet, versus coming up along this edging here. So you can see right now after 2 days, for the most part, my pool is really, really looking a lot better. And the best part about it is I've done nothing. You see everything's been working fine. Hopefully we can get this spot here cleaned up. In the meantime, watch my dog take a poop.
Yeah.